5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. The year of dressing up with nowhere to go. Grand Marnier. Let's turn that down a little. 75 years of joy that 2020 is over. To Tom Fishburne as my favorite commentator on almost everything. Creating personas. Our persona is named Cheryl. She's 35 to 44, drives an Acura, and listens to Coldplay. What other useless trivia can we completely make up? I did actually participate in one of these once, and it was just completely silly. There was no data. It was, as Tom Fishburne mentions, entirely about the team that built it. Okay, marketers use personas as a tool to try to help their companies be more customer-centric. At best, personas can help visualize and communicate. So I'm thinking of particular people when I'm talking to you on this little trip here. But at their worst, they have nothing to do with the real world, let alone people, real people, right? And even if they did, it'd only be one or two people, which isn't necessarily a market. So they're more about the team that created them than about the customers they're supposed to represent. One of my favorite professors, Clyde Christensen, had a great article on marketing malpractice. He mentions Theodore Levitt, legendary marketing professor, saying, and this is important, people don't want to buy a quarter-inch drill, they want a quarter-inch hole. That's right. What people want is to get a job done. Everybody knows that people want to buy a quarter-inch. They don't want to buy a quarter-inch drill. They want to drill a quarter-inch hole. Yet these same people segment their markets by type of drill and price point. They analyze all their competition and the sales by function of the drill, and then they set about to offer more features and functions in the belief they will translate into better pricing and market share. When marketers do this, they often solve the wrong problems, improving their products in ways that are irrelevant to their customers' needs. Yeah, and I bought a Lexus, and it's got all kinds of features I don't even want. I'd rather they were gone. Some years they let you turn off the dumb features, but some years they don't. And they're convinced that more features make it a more desirable car, and it's absolutely the opposite of what I want. I want a car with great paint, which is expensive, great metal, which is expensive, a great engine, which is expensive, and I don't want any of the electronics at all. I would love a heat knob that just said hot, cold, and fan, more or less. Anyway, now you can segment markets by type of customer. That's no better. The customers don't conform their desires to match those of an average customer in their demographic segment. We've tried so many times. Now, sometimes something will hit. But see, that's partly because we don't pre-build the clusters. We let the market tell us who they are, and we look for skews in one direction or another, older, younger, male, female, rich, poor, educated, uneducated. And sometimes those really do tell us something, and then we can go get more. But most of the time, no. It's pretty interesting. Okay, thus the prevailing method of segmentation that budding managers learn in business schools and then practice in marketing departments of good companies are actually a key reason that new product innovation has become a gamble in which the odds of winning are horrifyingly low. What do you want in a phone? Well, I'd like to make calls. I don't mind watching a video, but it's not my main place to watch a video. And that's not my main thing for the phone. I want it to make calls, receive calls, texts. I want it to be able to hold a charge all day. And when it stops doing that, I don't want to buy another $600 phone or whatever. I want a new battery for $8. That's what I want to get done. Nobody sells it. Nobody. The best one was Huawei or whatever it was. It was the little Chinese phones. They had a little light to indicate whether the phone was charging when it was dead. What an idea. Every electronic device, rechargeable device I own has a little LED on it to show you that it is charging. It starts off red and then it turns blue. or green or something when it's done. Smartphone doesn't have it. None. My little Howie, whatever it was called, did. Okay. The structure of a market seen from the customer's point of view is very simple. They just need to get things done. The marketer's task is then, therefore, to understand what jobs periodically arise for the customers in the customer's lives for which they might hire products the company could make, like a phone with an LED, a removable battery. It doesn't have to be, as big as a laptop. When customers find themselves needing to get that job done, they'll hire that product. Yeah? Just ask me. This is an incredible article. Accelerated digital banking is eroding trust in bank brands, says Accenture. As banks push their customers into self-service digital channels to cut costs, they're finding the shift comes at a price: reduced trust. Is that unbelievable or what? It's absolutely true, but it's unbelievable if somebody writes about it. 47,000 consumers were surveyed globally. Without a strong emotional connection to their bank, consumers are more likely to view banking services as a commodity, with price being the ultimate competitive differentiator. You know what that means? That means you got nothing to hold on to. That means the next startup can acquire millions or billions of customers, and they can move just as quickly. And so, yeah, there's a percentage of people that trust their bank, but the percentage is just barely higher than the people that trust their digital phone provider or some other digital connection. And there's just so much in this article. And it's dropped dramatically, 14 percentage point drop. There was another one where it dropped even, less than 1/3, 29% of surveyed consumers trust banks a lot to look after their long-term financial well-being, compared with 43% 2 years ago. Yeah, 14 points, but it's a third drop, 33% drop or worse. Okay? Digital is not a panacea. Accenture has been warning about the potential downsides of self-service banking for years, but it's mainly a digital issue. Now, here's another great article. This is in businesstocommunity.com. Not familiar with that publication. Eric Koenig is from the Twin Cities. We'll have to give him a call. Okay, and he says, so we're looking at what to do in 2021. We got a lot of things that we can try to get some anchor in direct marketing strategy. Linear TV, connected TV, influencer marketing, and direct mail are all viable options. See, I'm looking for articles that mention direct mail. And he says linear is great, but its attribution is far from, it's basically nothing, right? You don't know that the TV's on. My wife, I had the Packer game on. I wasn't watching that either. I don't want to confess watching the NFL because I can't watch it, but I can leave it on, and if there's something happens, I can kind of figure it out. But the next thing that came on was The Simpsons, and that was great. She says, "Why are you watching The Simpsons?" I said, "I'm not watching The Simpsons. It just came on after what I was watching." So you don't know who's watching and who isn't in regular TV. Or you can go with cable. You can go, my wife's been watching NCIS, and it goes on forever. I don't think it just goes on and on and on and on. It's amazing. I like Ducky the best. He was the man from U.N.C.L.E. Ilya Kuryakin. Anyway, increased competition in the cable market has made it really hard to get good inventory because it's getting bought up. Okay? And again, attribution is incredibly complex because you still don't know that it's really being watched. And it's really hard to track. Influencer marketing might get you somewhere, but it's hard to scale it. And you don't really know if the influencer is really on your team or not. It's hard to track. Direct mail, yes, you can have it all. This is unbelievable. Look at this. Direct mail has sustainably supported the growth of countless direct-to-consumer and e-commerce brands. Direct mail has all the audience targeting and attributable elements you love about digital, with the added benefit of being hand delivered by the most trusted brand in the country, USPS. Direct mail can integrate with digital, onboarding your direct mail audiences into an online environment. Consider anchoring your marketing program in versatile, scalable channel that can support your current and future growth with measurable results. Okay? We're going to be talking about this on Friday. It's going to be at 11 on Friday, Chicago time. So it's going to be kind of right after this, but it's going to be, I think, on a different channel. And so you want to register at WDMA, down below, WDMA.org. You can register for, just look for coming events. It's a digital print crisis, and we're going to tell you how to deal with it. We're going to give you some really great solutions. But anyway, this is amazing that this article even exists. So I'm going to get in touch with Eric. That's all for now. Merry Christmas. Have a great day. Mail is the most cutting-edge media in the world at the moment. Mail goes to the household, making it trackable. It engages 100% engagement. It goes to the decision maker. It doesn't just run in the background. And it doesn't matter who picks up the mail, the decision maker has to look it over. And it's 100% trackable. Plus, if you want to know, it builds a labeled data set so that you can do machine learning and AI. And it becomes the best foundation for marketing knowledge. Have a great day. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.